Morning, everyone. So I'm currently in Oudtshoorn Hospital. It's the start of the pediatric outreach that I'm doing here. It's just for the day. It's about an hour outside of George. That's where I'm at the moment. Like a beautiful drive, lovely morning. The people are so sweet, as expected. So I'm getting to meet Dr. Swichelaar and all the other doctors and the nurses. Sister Mina is going to be with me today. We'll see how it goes. Okay, this is my room for the day. It's beautiful. I'm with Sister Mina today. We've got about 5 patients booked. They were only able to contact 4 of them, or 4 only contacted to say they were coming. We'll see who shows up. I've got my first patient of the day. A lucky way to start the day is a child with Down syndrome. Newly diagnosed, new baby, was missed at birth. But it's beautiful. This child is so cute. But with Down syndrome, there's a high risk for congenital heart lesions or heart disease, basically. So I'm here today to make sure that he doesn't have a heart condition. We shall see. The sister's currently doing the ECG. I've told her how to do it specifically to that age group. And yeah, we'll see. I'm just going to read through all the notes and then we'll see how it goes. This is my room for the day. Beautiful. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Adli Abrams. I'm currently a registrar working in pediatrics, so that's basically a pediatrician in training. This video is all about my trip to Oudtshoorn. I'm currently in Oudtshoorn at the moment. I'm walking through the garden now after a busy morning and afternoon. So basically the situation is that I'm working in George, and it has many satellite hospitals around the areas. And these hospitals are serving communities that are booming. Everyone is coming and moving into this place because they're so sweet, and the people are so lovely. Everybody wants to come and move here, and the population is just expanding, but the hospitals are kind of stuck and a little bit behind the times. So they're very short staffed, and they've got a lot of patients and a lot of sick patients. As you know, the children there can be a lot of hectic pathologies. It's very difficult for these doctors out in the community because they are all generalists. They are medical officers that are working in pediatrics, and so these are medical officers or general doctors or general practitioners that are working in the hospital, and then they rotate through different departments. And it is very difficult. They're great and they do such amazing work, but it's very difficult to manage kids appropriately, to get the accurate diagnosis and proper treatment, and to think of all the weird and wonderful things that they need to be thinking about, and just to go a little bit beyond in terms of what you can do to actually help a child and the family. The problem is they don't have a pediatric service. There's no specialist, there's no registrars in training at like me. So it's just these generalists, and because of that, George Hospital, they will send a specialist, or like me, or a specialist in training, to come here and assist. So what they do is they get like they book a certain number of patients, and then we go and do a walkthrough of their ward, of their pediatric ward, just to make sure everything's fine, you know. So it's been a bit difficult this morning. Only two we booked 5 patients for today, and they're all complex, but only 2 showed up. Only 2 people showed up. The one was a child with Down syndrome, like I spoke before. Newly diagnosed, was actually missed. They didn't pick it up, so they only picked up the fact that the child's got Down syndrome at around 6 months old, and they confirmed it with the blood tests and the genetic tests. And then when you get down to it, they're like, oh flip, let's look at the heart. And then they listened to the heart properly, and they were like, oh no, this child possibly has a congenital heart lesion. And then that's why they brought the child to me to confirm this. I saw the child and I thought, yes, this child has definitely got a heart problem. And now we're going to get him into the pediatric service to get it repaired surgically through Red Cross Children's Hospital, which is great. It's a great pickup, and I'm so glad we picked it up a little bit. It's a little bit late, but better late than never, I think, in these cases. And it's always a learning opportunity for us to do better. So we do the clinic, and it's a bit busy, and like 2 patients, it doesn't sound like a lot, but these are complex and it's very difficult, and I'm not in my usual routine here, so it can take quite a while. And then afterwards we go for a walkthrough. So I go with the doctor, I let her see everyone first, so she starts in the wards and sees everyone, and I'll go to the clinic. Once I finish the clinic, once she finishes at the clinic, I join her and I go to the wards with her. I'm like, okay, how's it going? She's like, do you want to see only the problem cases, or do you want to see everyone? So I said, yeah, let's see everyone, because I've been to other outreaches. I've been to Muscle Bay and Riversdale and Beaufort West. I'm finally here in Oudtshoorn, and I'm thinking, oh, there's going to be max 10 patients, 20 pediatric patients over here. None easy. We sit there for close to 2 hours seeing everyone. She presents them to me. We work out plans and just modify some of the diagnosis to make them accurate, and then good interventions and plans for them. Some we had to discharge, some we said, oh no, this is actually a sicker kitty than we think, let's keep him long. And then we go to the nursery, and the nursery has got about 6 patients, and they're all extremely tiny, all premature babies. So difficult. There's actually a very peaceful time in the garden over here, as you can see the fynbos. So this place, Oudtshoorn, is doing something incredible. They are managing a child that was born at 700 grams. Now 700 grams is extremely small, and the chance of survival is extremely low. So we have a limited intervention and see what we can do for them, and we give them a trial of life. They did this. They fed the child, they kept the baby with the mom, kept the child warm, supported the lungs and all those things that they do. And the child went from 700 grams to 950 grams today. Still a very long way to go, not even a kilo yet, but it's a massive leap. Cannot imagine how important that is for this child. I pray so hard that this child does well, because it will be a massive story for Oudtshoorn. It will be a massive victory for them if they can actually manage this child. But we'll see what happens. We're just quite proud of them. It's quite an achievement. And then there's like 5 other children that are premature babies and are stuck there, going to be there for a couple of months or a couple of weeks at least. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. We'll see how it goes. But I went through, modified some plans, so I think it was overall a good clinic day. It was very nice. This community I've been trying to get to for a while. I've been trying to ask the bosses if I can come here. So it's a very what I've noticed is that it's a very ostrich based town. Everything's about ostriches and their meat and the byproducts of that and all that, and farming them. But it's a beautiful town. I'm going to show you some videos of the town around there, and I'm going to go for just to explore. So this is the garden. So yeah, overall epic outreach, job done. I think I'm feeling quite great about it, and I'm going to head back. Luckily I don't have to go back to work. They said, okay, well, depending on whatever time you finish, you go straight home. So I don't actually have to go to work anymore, which is quite lekker. So I get an early day. It's about 1 o'clock, just after 1, and it's like an hour drive home. So I'll get to George about just after 2 hopefully, but I also want to take some videos of the landscapes and everything and just see how it goes. Thanks everyone, have a lekker day. George Outreach, that's epic, and that's such a blessing because many of my colleagues are not able to do this. They're stuck in tertiary hospitals, which is epic, but this is a different type of community pediatric feel that we get. It's very nice. Thanks.